means he also has to have authority. He has to have budgetary control. He has to decide who's going to get money. He needs to be able to decide who's going to represent him overseas and things like that. Our system doesn't do that.
Our system gives the CIA some of that authority. Some should say the CIA should have all of this and not Blair, not the DNI. Where would you put the authority? Who should be the sheriff?
Well, presidents before 9/11 looked to the Director of Central Intelligence. From Truman on through Clinton, it was the DCI who was the go-to guy.
The Director of Central Intelligence used to be George Tenet, now it's Leon Panetta.
Right. That was the person you went to if you had a problem, if you had a success, he's the guy who got congratulations, and if you had a failure, he's the guy who got chewed out in the Situation Room, or more likely in the Oval Office, just the two of them talking about these highly sensitive issues. Now we have multiple bureaucracies, bureaucracies on top of bureaucracies. The idea is that the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, and the National Counterterrorism Center was going to be the place where it was all pulled together. Sounds good in theory, but it's not working as well as it should in practice.
What should Barack Obama do instead of reopening everything? What can he do just by order, command, not even executive order, to say, hey, you're the sheriff, you report to so-and-so, and I want accountability here? Can he do that without changing the law?
It's hard because these are vested bureaucracies with large numbers of people. But at the end of the day, he's got a good team, and he needs to make clear to them what he expects. Smarter, more efficient war on terrorism.
Let me ask you about the tragedy for the CIA, and I know you know the area in Afghanistan. You've been there many times. You probably know some of these people who've been killed in this terrible blast. Joe Scarborough reported on Morning Joe today that this agent was actually arriving. He came in through the perimeter. He had his hand in his pocket. They were suspicious. They told him to take his hand out. He immediately blew everyone up. That there's, in fact, video of this. We were talking just before we went on the air. This guy was a triple agent.
That's right.
Tell me how complicated that is.
Well, first, let me just say a word of honor to the brave American and Jordanian officers who died here. This is a dangerous business, and they paid the ultimate price. But running a triple agent is one of the most complicated intelligence operations that you can do. And what this tells us is that the al-Qaeda core may be under duress because of the drone program, but it's far from a spent force. They decided to strike back, and they struck back very hard right against us.
And the bait was huge. They basically said, come on in, everybody have this summit. I'm going to offer you up Zawahiri, the number 2 to Osama bin Laden. Was it a mistake of tradecraft for them to all gather in one place?
Well, certainly you don't bunch up together. That's a simple infantryman's rule. It was bad tradecraft, but as you said, the bait was enormous. Here it was an opportunity to go after high-value target number 2 and maybe high-value target number 1. We haven't had eyes on those targets in years. So the bait was enormous. You know, at the end of the day, as tragic as it is, it shows the American and Jordanian intelligence services were out there in the field taking the risks to get us what we need to know.
One more quick question. Now we have to look at all of our other assets and worry. They have to worry in the field. Are they being played? Who is the turncoat?
Oh, that's standard counterintelligence now. You look back at everything that's out there and you rethink who's who and how can we trust them.
Which sets back a lot of programs as well. Bruce Riedel, it's always great to see you. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.